Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Sensei Wolf beat Johnny during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? So in this timeline, the Seikai Taikai will still resume in the valley, Kreese would still want to change his ways, Kreese would still arrive in the valley, and he would want to talk to Tori, he would apologize for failing her and Quan at the tournament, and he would still want to say his goodbye. Kreese would also want to apologize to Johnny, and those events would stay the same. Eventually, the Seikai Taikai will resume, and Robbie will still fight Axel in the boys semifinals. So Robbie and Axel will still fight, and much like in the original timeline, Robbie will still be able to land some points on Axel. So Sensei Wolf will still want Axel to break Robbie's leg, and those events would carry on. Axel will still break Robbie's leg in this timeline, so Robbie wouldn't be able to continue the fight, and Axel would advance to the finals. Season 6 would continue. Sam will still choose not to fight in this timeline, and Miyato's run in the Seikai Taikai would still end. So Tori would still advance to the finals. Johnny would still be upset that Miyato had given up, and this is when he would still see Kreese, and the interaction between Johnny and Kreese would stay the same. The finals would be about to begin. Since Cobra Kai hadn't chosen a replacement for Quan, Axel would automatically be declared the boys' world champion. However, Gunther would say that Cobra Kai had chosen a replacement. He would announce that Miguel would join Tori on Team Cobra Kai, and that Johnny would be their new sensei. The Iron Dragons would be confused, and the tournament would carry on. Tori and Zara would fight, and Zara would still get the upper hand in the first round, and she would still be ahead by 5 points. Tori would still be distracted, and she wouldn't be focused. But this is when Robbie would still tell her that he loves her, and this would get Tori back on track. So the fight would resume. Tori would continue fighting, and she would get 3 points. And much like in the original timeline, Tori would get 2 knockdowns, and a knockout. Tori would still defeat Zara, and she would be the girls' world champion. The boys' finals would begin. Axel would fight Miguel. Miguel would be fighting with offense, and he would still get 5 points. So the first round would end. And during the second round, Axel would land some points on Miguel, and he would still get a knockdown. The third round would be about to begin. Sensei Wolf will still tell Axel that Miguel's spine had been broken before, and if targeted correctly, it can be broken again. So he would want Axel to break Miguel's spine. Those events would continue. The final round would begin. Miguel would continue fighting Axel, and much like in the original timeline, Axel would choose not to injure Miguel, so the fight would continue. Miguel would still get more points, and he would still get a knockdown, so Miguel would still beat Axel in this timeline, and he would still be the new boys Seikai Taikai world champion. But much like in the original timeline, Cobra Kai and the Iron Dragons would still be tied, so Johnny would still have to fight Sensei Wolf in a tiebreaker fight. Those events would carry on. Terry would still want to harm Johnny's family, but Kreese would still protect him, and those events would stay the same. Johnny would still be training to fight Sensei Wolf, so Wolf and Johnny would still fight, and Wolf would still land the first 2 points on Johnny, and he would be fighting dirty, so Johnny would continue the fight, and they would both be using offense. But in this timeline, Sensei Wolf would defeat Johnny, the Iron Dragons would still win by overall points, and those events would carry on. Even though Cobra Kai didn't win the Seikai Taikai, Johnny would still reopen Cobra Kai to the public. Johnny would continue to run Cobra Kai. Robbie and Tori would still get their career opportunity for Micon branding, and those events would stay the same. And that is where I'm going to end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Sensei Wolf beat Johnny during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.